And welcome everyone to Saturday Cup of Joe with Lim and Bill
Walsh.
Walsh in the house. I am straight up in where am I? Hot Springs, Arkansas, and last night was like 25 degrees, 30-ish for the last 2 days, and this morning after working out when I went outside, it was 50. So I'm going, what is going on with the world? That's kind of scary because, 50 degrees and then 25, Arkansas is known for having lots of tornadoes. So that kind of freaked me out, But anyway, it is what it is. You go with the flow and you go with the battle here and, you just do what you can do. So what's going on with you this week, Bill?
Oh, good, man. Just got my morning cup of juice, instead of my Joe. So.
All right, your morning cup of juice, hey? That's crazy. Well, I have water going on, so,
Water?
Yeah, and I had some Good Belly this morning as well, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the new thing. I love it. It tastes so good. I had my little man try it, and he was like, this tastes like yogurt in a glass. I was like, hey, you're right. It does taste like yogurt in a glass. Oh, my goodness. Well, I've been kind of taking a break from Facebook. You haven't seen me posting in a while, guys. I just want to let you know I've been kind of busy, and taking a break is not bad. I've just got a lot of stuff on my plate, and I'm just trying to take care of things. I've got a lot of work done this week. If you have ever thought about staying focused and not really, getting shifted to the point where you just feel like you're just doing this and this, but you're really doing nothing, take a break. Take a break. Definitely take a break from Facebook. That is what I did. I couldn't believe it. It's a whole week, and actually I don't get the alerts from my phones, so I kind of took that off just to see, how I can do it well, and it works out. I get a lot of text messages, but taking a break, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
You get a lot of work done. I mean, it's crazy. It's so crazy. We are waiting on our awesome guest. I don't know. He's a very busy man, and so we're trying to get him on line here. We're trying to see if he's having difficulties getting on. I wasn't too sure myself this morning. I was going to shoot this live from my hotel room. Bill and I was online last night, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you, Bill, but y'all kind of sound like y'all were Transformers for a little bit, and so I thought, that's not good.
Yeah, low bandwidth.
Right, and so when I came downstairs in the conference room, it was all fine with the webinar we did yesterday. And by the way, if you have not seen the replay of the webinar we did yesterday with Jack, you are missing out on a good webinar. That was exciting to see. You guys need to go back and check that out. It was an awesome webinar, and so that's where we are with that. So like I said, we'll post the link of that replay in all the different groups, well, selective groups, because we're not going to put it in all the groups, but we just want to let you know. With that being said, our awesome guest is here. This brother was probably taking it. He was like, man, it's too early for this. What's going on?
Look, I am so sorry. I didn't set the clock, but I left my phone on. That is the only thing that saved me. But you called me this morning, and I so apologize. Now look, I love you. I love your show, and I love what you're doing.
Right?
Just a word of advice for an old timer like myself. Brother, you might have to do 2 shows in a day.
Right? Trust me, I get it.
Oh, God. I am so sorry. Oh, my God. You have no idea what I look like from the neck down. I'm just saying.
Oh, I love it. We've been there.
You know, this is real interview, people, but I'm letting you know, Lim is worth it. I'm just.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. I am honored to have you on. I've been looking at what you've been doing. I've been studying you like a football tape, man. I was like checking you out. I'm like, how did I miss this guy on my radar? I'm like, are you kidding me? So blessed and honored. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you a little bit on Philippe. How do you want to call you? Felipe? I've heard people call you Philippe, and I even heard Les Brown jack your name up, and I thought,
you know, hey man, just don't call what my ex-wife called me. That's all I'm saying. Philippe. Philippe Matthews is what I go by.
Matthews, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Oh, we're gonna have a good interview, people. I'm still waking up. I'm like, wow, that was just amazing. This is great. I love this.
It worked out. Hey, my business partner Bill on here. I was
called. I see him up there. I didn't know who the heck you were. I didn't want to say nothing. I said maybe he got another guest. You know, my butt going up late. You know, so maybe Bill is filling in for me. You know.
No. Bill was kind of hot too.
Hi, Bill. Hi, rest of the world. How you doing?
Hey. Good. Very good.
Lord. Look at y'all got my chest hair hanging out. This is a professional show. This was in the morning. Wait a minute.
Hey, man. Let me tell you.
Like, you know, okay.
We do what we do here. We keep it real, but we keep it interested. The people love this because it's medicine for the entrepreneurs. They love it, and they love how real we are, man.
Entrepreneurs oversleep. I'm just saying that's one of the things. So that's what we're going to talk about. That's our subject this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is entrepreneurs who oversleep because they're so entrepreneurial that they don't get enough rest. And they just absolutely forget that they got a live Google Hangout in the morning, 7 a.m. here Pacific Time, Sacramento. So this is one of the things we're talking about.
Sacramento, I love it. I love it.
Where are you coming in from, man? Where are you coming?
I'm originally in Dallas, Texas, but I'm on the road with my children this weekend. So I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So I'm on Central Time.
Okay, and Bill, where are you?
I'm in Pittsburgh. So I'm on East Coast time. Yeah.
Well, it's just a party. It's just a party.
Yep, that's all it is.
That's right. East Coast, Midwest, and the West. We're all good. Okay, we got the bases covered.
Awesome. So let's get into meat and potatoes of this thing, man. Hey, check this out. Tell us how you got started, man. I mean, you are big time, brother.
You don't have that much damn time. I'm just saying. I'm turning 50 this year. You ain't got that much time on a live show to talk about when did I get started. You know,
right?
No. It was interesting. So, you know, how far back do you want to go? Because it's a long story. I can try to shorten it.
You know, let's go to this. Yeah, let's just give a fast overview, and then your stumbling block and how you got over that block, and then where you are right now. Let's do that.
Right, I'll start like Steve Martin. I was born a poor white child,
right?
In Joliet, and no, well, you know, I came from literally abject poverty. My parents were divorced when I was 6. Never really knew my father. You know, at age when I was 10 years old, my mom was given 3 months to live. She found a ministry in Chicago, which is where I'm from originally, and Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, Christ Universal Temple, and she ended up living 4 more years. So by the time I was 14, she passed. She literally died in my arms. My father, we lost our house and everything. My father, and dirt poor. We had, you know, lights. Everything was cut off, and you know, I had to go next door to call the ambulance from a neighbor.
Right.
Called my father. Father came in and took over me and my sister. 2 months later, he died. So as I was getting ready to know him, you know, he passed on. My sister became my legal guardian, and so therein it begins the story, which is, you know, like kind of like what Les Brown says. Technically, I'm not supposed to be here.
Right.
I'm supposed to be a statistic. I'm supposed to either be in prison, on drugs, both, dead, whatever. But it was because of those 4 years with my mom and the lessons that I learned from Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman and Reverend Helen Carey that kept me through and caused me to ask the question, what if and what could I do? So I got a job. My first job, my first and only job, actually worked at KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh yes.
That don't leave you. You know what I'm saying, Lim? That just doesn't leave you.
Right.
You know, I go past the KFC every now and again, and I smell that smell, and I go in. I just start working. I just start making chicken. I just don't want to tell nobody, but I'm gonna tell you. You know, because I worked there. You know, it's a hard job. I was making $3.35 an hour. I thought I was rich. You know.
Right.
Got my first check. I was like losing my damn mind. Anyway, but I guess I was entrepreneurial because I got fired. You know, who gets fired from KFC?
Right.
You know, after 2 years, they're like, "Well, you trying to do what you want to do, Philippe?" I'm like, "Well, this is my kitchen, you know." So I got fired from KFC, and so from that point on, I started doing the entrepreneurial thing, and somebody slipped me. I'll never forget. I wrote a book about this actually, and I just released it not too long ago, called "My Forefathers." I know Lim is crying over there. You get somebody up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you see what happens. Okay. Anyway, Lord. So I have a book I call "My Forefathers," and it was because somebody slipped me a Les Brown tape. Way back, you know, and I'm talking about now. I'm showing my age now. A cassette tape. I don't know. Nobody here even know what a cassette tape is.
Hey, time out. I used to splice and put slow jam mixtapes together with cassette tapes. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'd love me some Lim. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all tune in to the Lim show. It was phenomenal because he has cassette tapes that he splices together with jams. That's old school. That's good people right there. That's good people.
That's right.
So I started listening to Les Brown. So and somebody slipped me a Zig Ziglar tape. See You at the Top. These are old schools now, and so I was watching television one night, PBS. Now, mind you, I'm living in Chicago on the southeast side of Chicago, rats and roaches. I mean, literally, while I'm looking at Les Brown, and back in the day when he was on PBS and he was doing his piece, "You Deserve," roach was crawling across the TV set while I was watching Les Brown. I'm not lying. I haven't shared that. You know, I don't put that in the book because people trying to read and eat at the same time. I don't put that in the book, you know.
Right?
I'm sitting there looking at Les Brown, and I'm like, oh, my God, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I can tell my story that I'm sitting here watching Les Brown with a roach crawling across. You know, I knew one day that I was going to be on Lim's show.
Right?
Tell the story. Anyway, trying to make this short. So I went to a Les Brown seminar. I started writing and interviewing. I interviewed Les Brown, and I started writing for a local newspaper, and then I started sending out my tear sheets and interviews to other newspapers and magazines across the country. I ended up becoming the first beauty editor for Upscale magazine out of Atlanta back in 1990. And then you can't see it now. I got into fitness thing, and I became a personal trainer, and I changed my appearance, changed my life. And then the internet happened, and a client told me about an e-zine, and you could launch your own e-zine, and I said, oh my God, what is that? I didn't even know what it was. In fact, the first time I was online, I didn't even know I was online, and I thought it was a computer program or something, or a game. Launched an e-zine, and so I started looking at interviewing all of these brilliant minds of the time that was also just getting on the internet, and so here we are. Fast forward, I've had basically anybody you've seen on Oprah has been on the show. Mark Victor Hansen, Chicken Soup for the Soul, calls me the Oprah of Internet as a result of all the people that I've had, from Susie Orman to Stedman Graham, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Marianne, all of them. And so the goal was not to be the guru, but to become the guru by interviewing the gurus and allowing people to get their dose of each guru, because, everybody speaks to everybody differently. I might have one version, mm-hmm. You might have a version, Bill might have a version, but we might not be the right version or fit for everybody. And so if we can do what you're doing right now. Collectively bring on all of these brilliant minds over, the course of the world, the space of the world. People can probably resonate with somebody, but they're still connected with yourself.
Yes.
So I wrote the book for my forefathers because it was Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, Brian Tracy, and Dr. Dennis Waitley that saved they saved my life. So they became my virtual mentors, and I listened to them and followed their work over the years to develop and build who I am now, which basically people say, well, what the heck? My girlfriend right now, she still don't know what the hell I do. I swear to God, we go out, and she said, what is your husband? We call each other. It depends upon the day of the week whether or not we boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, and wife.
Got it.
Just I'm gonna keep it real with you, Lim. We suspect. We just we've been together 12 years, but every now and again we have different titles for each other.
Hey man, I get it. I totally get it.
So she calls me up. She said, "Baby, I just met a great person," and they said, "What is your husband or boyfriend does?" And she said, "I don't really know what you do, Philippe." It's because when you literally, I have made my life up as I have gone along. Literally. So you can't go to school for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that is, in my opinion, truly an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So how's that for, how did I do?
Hey, you did it. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. And you hit it on the nail when you said that your wife.
Everybody was great seeing all
yeah. That's funny because, we know exactly what you bring to the table, but it's hard to explain that to your significant others or family because they're like, huh? Just tonight or this morning, I was bringing my lights down to the conference room, and my kids, they're just going, now, what do you do again?
Exactly. I launched my Google Hangouts, actually March will be a year, so I haven't even, it's been, 11 months.
Right.
And so, before that, then it's the books. I've written 10 books. Wow. Before that, I got all of these interviews. Before that, I do a radio show online. But it's all collective and it's all intertwined for the same goal. Right. But there's so many intersections. You know what I mean? And as a result, you become a serial entrepreneur or a serial information marketer or whatever you want to call us. But I don't think really you can define a true entrepreneur, because a true entrepreneur is involved in everything that is connected and associated with his business.
That's true. That is so true.
And this technology, oh God, I love this. Do you not love this?
It is awesome, man.
Honestly, thank God y'all don't have a breathalyzer. People can't smell me right now. But they can see me. It ain't much to look at people in the morning. I'm sorry, I didn't even, shine my head, nothing. I just got up and I said, oh, shucks.
Right.
And on live TV, and I know this might be a Christian show, I said, shucks. I said, oh, shucks, I got to get on. Oh, my God, I got to get on the air. So you just don't, furniture been moving up in here.
Right.
There's almost police tape. My neighbors might have called somebody. I'm just saying, I had to get on the Lim show, so I had to get ready. But that's what we do,
Yes.
This is what
we
do, and we love it,
Love it, man. Yeah. Love it. I can't even explain how good it feels to get online with Bill every day, and we're talking with people, and we laugh like this all the time. And I know Rebecca stresses out when I say, Rebecca, go find me some good people to bring to the show because she's good at it,
Rebecca. I love Rebecca. I only hear from Rebecca like once a year. I don't know what that is. I love Rebecca. She's up there in Canada, and I said, and she just every night, and she's like a ghost. Yeah. I'm just sitting there minding my business on the computer, and all of a sudden how you doing? Where the hell do you come from? How did you get? Well, how you doing, Rebecca? That's great. And that's it. And then I don't hear from another year. I was happy that this year it ended up we did something. And Becky, I don't know if she's watching. Thank you for saving the show because I was on mine trying to find a link, trying to find a way to connect the doggone call. And Becky, I just turned on the computer,
right,
and the email came in, and I clicked. That's how real
right.
the entrepreneurial thing is, people.
It is. It is.
You know, but you roll with it, you know. So that's the way it is. So, but I have to commend you, Lem. The work that you're doing, you and Bill, is amazing. The interviews that you're doing, the energy. You guys got so much. Now it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Now I probably drop dead after this. But right now I'm so energized. You know,
right.
It's like, well, Philippe had a stroke. What? You know, I'm just not used. You know, we're on entrepreneurial time. We get up at 12, 1 o'clock. You know,
right.
That's how we roll. You know, in California, come on now. You know, so but Lim, let me just tell you, Lim and Bill will get you up. You know what I'm saying? We'll get you up in the morning. But this is so wonderful because this is the reality of being an entrepreneur and that spontaneity and how dynamic and crazy it is. But guess what? As an entrepreneur, you pull it together. Make it happen. You make it happen.
So real quick, I want to let everyone know, if you're not paying attention to what we're talking about, we're here with Philippe Matthews, and he has an awesome show, the Philippe Matthews Show. You need to go check it out. I mean, you're going to be like, wow, look at all the people he has brought to the table. I want to just real quick talk a little bit how your demeanor is. How do you feel when you're interviewing like Rich Dad Poor Dad, the main man, Robert? You know, how you say his last name? See,
Robert Rich is what the hell I call him. That's
Rich Rob.
Robert Rich as hell is what his real name is. Robert Kiyosaki. You know, it's funny. Robert, when I first interviewed Robert, it was okay. I've lost count how many times I've interviewed him.
Right.
So over the course of time, we've become kind of what I call a journalistic friend or something, right? But it's intimidating sometimes when you have these really, really rich people and accomplished people who really don't need you.
Right.
It's like, they're like Don Rickles. I really don't need to be here right now. And it's like, Robert Kiyosaki is one of the greatest cats in the world. Just ask him.
Right.
But it was intimidating in the beginning, but that was one of the, and you obviously know this because you have mastered it. You just work through it.
Right.
Now, before an interview, I'm a complete and total wreck. Okay, I'm just, I don't have any hair to fall out, so my chest hair is looking kind of scrappy right now, But there's certain interviews that just absolutely unnerve me, and but by the time we get on and we're live, it's like known the person forever. That's what we do. It's work, So if we're teaching and training entrepreneurs, it's work through your fears anyway, fail your way to success. Robert Allen told me once, he says, just imagine waking up in the morning, digging a huge ditch, throwing in a grizzly bear, and jumping in with it. Oh. That is, I know, right? What a concept.
Right?
Robert's, he's got diabetes or something. He's not feeling good. He's a little crazy, but that's my guy, and it is a true statement is that's what we do. We just blast through our fear every day, and then the rest of the world follows.
Right.
And that's really what it is. So, but I'll tell you one interview I've had a couple of interviews that unnerved me. The late Phyllis Hyman I interviewed, and this was kind of like one of her close to last interviews. Because she had died. She died like maybe a year later after that interview. But she came downstairs. This is in Chicago. And she was happy, as we would say. Because I don't want to defame her because she was just one of the most beautiful women in the world. One of the most melodic voices you've ever heard. But she gave me a hard interview, and I never had a hard interview. You know, I never had that type of antagonistic type interview.
Right.
And the other interview that unnerved me was the late Ed Bradley from 60 Minutes.
Oh, wow.
Now imagine interviewing literally the interviewer of interviewers. And this was for Upscale magazine way back in the day, back in the early 90s, and I was doing a piece about men who wear an earring in their ear, because Ed Bradley used to sport an earring on live TV on 60 Minutes. And so I called up CBS and I said, hey, I'd like to talk to Ed Bradley and for this particular subject, for, you know. Oh, no, sure, no problem. This was back in the day when the internet was new and you could get anybody damn near on the phone, you know. But you know, I was just bold that way. I didn't care about rejection. You can't die from it, you know.
No, you sure can't.
You know, people say, why do you do this? It's like, well, heck, I can't get cancer or AIDS from it. I might as well try it out, you know.
Right.
So I you know, I was kind of balls out, you know. No, it's a family show, but I was just kind of like that, you know. And you know, I'll ask the world, you know, you know, and if you just give me a moon, maybe a block, a street name or something, I'll take it, you know.
Right.
So I interviewed Ed, and he was just wonderful. He was calm. He was just the guy you see on TV. He's the calm, cool, collected guy, completely non-emotional. Answered the questions effectively, and then it's like, okay, all of a sudden, the next interview is not that hard.
Right.
Right? So I'm sure you've had somebody on your show like a Les Brown, or you know, maybe a Robert Kiyosaki, or somebody like, you know, huge, that after you have that interview, well, heck, you know, everything else is smooth sailing.
Right.
It's fun at that point.
Right.
You know?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, we do this because we want to be able to step out of our comfort zone and talk to people that, like, you wouldn't imagine me whoever would speak to, you know. And I do this because it's good for me and it's good for our audience as well. But you step that up to the maximum. You know what I mean?
I wasn't playing with nobody. I was just letting you know, I was going for it. You know, and I'll give it, you know, as I call myself an old timer now, but you know, as an old timer in the game of interviewing people, that is one of the things. Just call people, email people, hunt them down, you know, track them down, you know, sweep out in front of their house if you have to.
Right.
You know, run up to them when they're getting in the car. You know, don't do that, but do what you have to do to move yourself to that next level,
right,
because nobody's going to do it for you. Right. You know, and so what you will find, as you know, each interview gets you to the next bigger interview.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden, after years of doing it, you have a library.
Yep.
And you just have a library of most phenomenal people and phenomenal interviews. And I personally think everybody should make an attempt to at least talk to, interview, or interface with one guru in their lives.
Right.
You know, you guys have a phenomenal opportunity, obviously, because you can have, you know, you can help people, you know, get the word out on maybe a seminar that they're doing, or a book that they have, or something like that. But it's imperative that these cats come into this new millennia, because you're looking at people like Les Brown and Brian Tracy and all these cats, Kiyosaki. They don't know how to do a Google Hangout. You know, so be honest, I love them. You know,
you're keeping it real. That is true.
Les, you know I love you. You know I'll do anything for you, dog. But you just got your Gmail address just like a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know how to do a Google Hangout. You need to be on them show and do a Google Hangout live, Les. You know, the teleconference thing is over, Les. It's done. You know, put it in the whole. But they need to come on and get with the new technology, because this is it. People are digesting their information online via YouTube. Right now, God forbid, whoever it is watching me on a telephone right now, or a tablet.
Right.
Anywhere in the world. Come on. That is crazy to me. I absolutely am addicted to that. And that is information in real time right now when you want it. And you know, You guys are doing it. So, Bill, you just kind of sitting there like Ed McMahon. You ain't saying a damn thing. You just kind of laugh. You laugh in a second. You know, you take a couple of swigs. You're probably drinking a little bit. It's a little early for you, ain't it, Bill? I'm just saying. But you ain't got give me a sentence, a question, a comment, or something. Just let a brother know that you're alive back there and that you're part of the game and show, Bill.
Hey, I love listening. So, you know, I was told a long time ago you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So that's what You know
what Bill reminds me of? You remember 21 Jump Street?
Yes.
You remind me, my name's Jeff. Hey, that's Bill right there. I love Bill. He's just quiet. He's just a nice, cool cat. You know, you don't say much. Just sits back, hang out in the cut, as we used to say.
And you know what? Every once in a while, when I'm having interviews like this, I'll say, "You got anything, Bill?" And Bill will go, "Oh, no, I'm good right now." That's funny you say that.
Hey, but then other times...
I love it. I love it. Oh, gosh.
All right. I had a question from...
I got him. Don't I have to promote something? Tune in to the Matthews Show. I forgot why I was here. You're always supposed to promote. Les Brown taught me that.
Yeah, always promote.
www.thepmshow.tv, okay? Or better yet, go to booksbypm.com, booksbypm.com, and you can catch everything, my shows, my books, my Twitters, and all of that. So everything is right there. That's called promotion. All right, so always do that, little entrepreneur watching it at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Awesome.
Just crazy this.
We have Jim that asked the question, and you answered a little bit of it. He was like, how did Philippe get started with the interviews, contact them? And Jim, he kind of mentioned that, you know, you get to them. You find a way. And basically, you know, that's what he has done. I can see that because you really have to go out to these guys. And you know what? I've learned that some of these cats, they don't really mind doing your show, you know, unless they got some kind of legal binds or something going on, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you know, yeah, if they're trying to hide, you know, they definitely going to do a live video show, you know. Well, I think that's funny right now. So, but you know, you'll be surprised because here's the thing: everybody is promoting something,
right?
Everybody's marketing something, and the question is, what is the hottest and most effective marketing medium? Well, it would be live video.
Right.
You can't get on television and do this.
Nope.
You can't. You got commercials, you've got sanctions, you've got a short window to get your message out. So it's almost like doing a radio show on video, because that's kind of what this is. It's a slash between radio and video. You can have guests, you can have co-hosts sitting in the control room, but the other beautiful part is, check this out, there's no geolocation. We can be anywhere as we are, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, and interface and have a great time and talk and train and educate. This is, in my opinion, the next wave. Right? So you remember when it was hot to do teleconferences or phone interviews and radio, you know, internet radio. This is it. So, you know, Google it's fascinating how Google works. You know, they come out with a bunch of products and kind of see how it works, and then sometimes it'll go away a little bit, and then or they'll modify it. This is the one that is here to stay. This is the new television. This is the new. I mean, we're really literally competing, if you will, right now. Lim, you're competing with Oprah, Dr. Phil, all of them.
Right.
Because you are real time, and you can get the same people on no matter where they're at in the world. And I'll be honest with you, if I wasn't able to hook up all of my, because this is my studio stuff, if I wasn't able to hook up my studio stuff, I saw the call that came in, I was going to do it on my phone. Now, where else in the world can you do that?
Bingo.
That's crazy.
Like it.
That is amazing to me. So, you know, you send people email, you know, they got the gatekeepers and all of that, but you just kind of break them down. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've had to turn down some interviews because they said it's too technical.
Oh, what?
I'm not lying. Some of the people, I'm not going to mention names, but I'm going to say they said, oh, this is just too much. I mean, can we just do a radio show? I'm like, we're on a hedge on the show.
Right. All you do is push a button.
I know. All you do is push the button, but we are, what you guys are, what we are we're like color TV.
Right.
You remember back in the day when you got a color TV, it was like, oh my God, look at this. Well, This is kind of who we are now, because we are at the precipice of this. We are the forerunners of this, and so we're creating an entire industry that will soon be the standard. So if you're on here now, you're doing your show, you're bringing them into this new technology. We're the guys. Who else better to do it? We're the guys to do it.
Bill is over there thinking, I've always had color TV.
Yeah, did I not show my age again? I'm just old.
Well, you guys were talking about the tape thing. I'm like,
I know. He's like, well, color TV's always been colored.
well, that and the tape thing. I'm like, splicing tapes. I mean,
I know. Well,
come
get
on.
off there. Anyway, hang up, Bill. Hang up right now.
Oh my goodness.
Every now and again, Bill, you're gonna get somebody over 22 on the show.
Right? Oh,
wow. In the 80s. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Anyway, gosh. But yeah, so go ahead.
So I want
hopefully about how to get people on the show.
Right. I want to ask you this because Rebecca reminded me yesterday, and she's very prompt at what she does, and she reminded me again. I need to ask you about your transforming the brain to elimination of poverty.
Now we got to get heavy.
Yeah,
that's deep stuff, right?
Yeah, let's get on that right there, man.
Okay.
That's important. That is so important. I mean, it really is, and so I want to hear your take on that.
All right. So I have been researching this thing called poverty for the last 20 years, and I literally am, coming out with a book on the subject this year. And originally it was just a book on poverty. Now it's over 300 pages, and it is incredible because what I've realized, and this is from doing interviews with neurobiologists and people who actually studied the brain, from psychologists to theologians.
Now you're getting in my realm, man.
Now you're about to
getting in my realm.
What did I do? I got serious on you.
This is Bill's area right here. I've been
studying this stuff since '09. That's brain neuroscience.
Yeah, brain neuroscience. This is the new wave.
Yep.
But what I discovered is that poverty is not natural in the brain. It's designed. And this is a fascinating find. And we are from birth kind of like, remember the movie The Matrix? Mm-hmm. And you remember, so you're kind of born into a system of thinking.
Yep.
Yes.
That is there in place that as you get older, you just follow along. And there are families and people who have no clue how to be poor. If that makes any sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Poverty, even though there's a system in place, as all governments, if you are impoverished or financially struggling, there's systems in place for you to maneuver in those systems, but you become a hamster on the wheel, right? So you just stay in what Kiyosaki would call the rat race.
Right.
So what we have to do is, this is one of the reasons why I call it shock, is we have to shock ourselves out of the matrix that we're in, which is everything that's familiar, and do kind of what we're doing now, which is one of the reasons why I started interviewing. Right? I started interviewing brilliant minds so I could become one. Right. Because what you do and study is what you become. So I looked at it as a virtual university. So I wouldn't just read the book. I would try to find the author and talk to the author. That was my way out. So that just changed my brain, changed my perspective, and it was, it's a fight and a struggle because as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. There is no such thing as an entrepreneur that doesn't struggle. Those are not called entrepreneurs. Those are called people who want to be an entrepreneur. So if you haven't hit rock bottom and struggled and figured, sitting up eating some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every now and again, you're not a true entrepreneur. You're just a brother with a side job that's working 9 to 5, and then every now and then you'll do an entrepreneurial thing. Let's just put that out there right now for people. But when we're talking about poverty in the brain, the goal is we literally have to retrain the brain. Because poverty is not normal. I wrote about this in one of my older books called Shock Wealth System. And shock wealth is wealth that is created in real time. In other words, right now, knock on wood, I'm earning income right now from somebody in the world is buying a book. Right. Somebody's downloading a course. I've got residual clients that pay monthly retainers or what have you. So shock wealth is money that's coming in all the time, and large amounts, and consistent amounts. We have been programmed and conditioned from birth that money should come every 2 weeks, that you should basically live paycheck to paycheck. And what Kiyosaki really taught me, and I really want people to get this, is it's like you need two types of education. Now they don't teach money in school. They don't teach wealth in school. They don't teach expansion of the mind in school.
Right.
So I'm kind of like what's the cat, Liam Neeson in Taken?
Yeah.
You gotta have a particular set of skills.
Right.
Right? You gotta have a particular set of skills, because it's sometimes, and I'm not knocking traditional education, but I'm saying sometimes traditional education can be your worst hindrance, because you are locked into that type of thinking that causes you to never be able to understand and break out in terms of creating that entrepreneurial, not trading your time for a dollar mindset. If you have to physically show up to earn your money, you will never have wealth.
Yes. Yes.
It's not. You look at the math. Even if you're making $1,000 an hour, you're not going to make $2,000 an hour, because you have to physically be there. And and I don't want to mess up the world economy or nothing. I don't want the government coming after me. Knock, who's there? FBI. Oh Lord. I don't want to do that. But people who go into franchises, you buy a franchise or whatever. Well, you just bought yourself a job.
Yep.
Because you have to physically be there at that franchise, even though you might be making more money than, or obviously, the employers that are making minimum wage. But you have to physically be there. Look, this is the internet. Everybody on this planet can make money and change their lives now. There's no excuse.
Yep.
There's no excuse. And so it's just learning the learning curve, again, breaking through that fear. And you know what? If you can't do your own show, promote Lim's show.
There you go.
Right? The internet allows you to have residual income and get a commission off of people who are already doing what you either don't know how to do, too scared to do, or would like to do at some point. Right? So that would be your training ground. That would be your university, school, or what do you call it? Internship, if you will. Look at it from that perspective. But right now, poverty is not, I kind of like the fact that the economy tanked. Because what's happening right now, for instance, I've got a nonprofit called the How Movement. We're getting ready, I wrote a book called Kindle to College. The book teaches kids who want to go to college how to write and author their own story, and use that Kindle and that physical book, using the Amazon platform, to not only pay for college, but to pay for the rest of their lives. Right. So we're getting ready to launch a program. We've got 5 kids that we're doing our inaugural program with in 2015.
Wow.
That is absolutely incredible. From all across the country, from 8 to 18. And we're going to teach them how to author their story, tell their story, their book, and teach them how to turn that book. You remember when we were kids and we had to raise money for, like, the wrestling team, and we would go around with the damn candy bars.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My mama would eat up all the damn candy bars.
Oh, baby, I owe that money.
Look at me like I'm crazy. Like, Mama, I need some money for that. I can't just go back to school with an empty box. Mama be like, but you know how I carried you for 9 months. You don't ask me for no damn money. That's my candy bar. Whatever you bring in this house is mine too. We had to go through all of that. But anyway, so the Kindle book for the kids today, this is the new digital way. So it's teaching literacy. It's teaching entrepreneurship. It's teaching internet marketing. It's teaching how to live and operate and thrive in a digital world. So these kids will, one, change their generation, never become impoverished, change generational poverty or end generational poverty in their lives. That is what is available now. Now, we couldn't do that 5-10 years ago.
That's true.
Because of just the evolution of technology, but now we're able to do it. So, in my opinion, truly, there will be no child left behind if I have anything to do with it.
Right. Wow, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys are all going, y'all done the interview now. You're going to be in a book somewhere. So y'all just get ready to be like, oh, I'm in Philippe's book. How the hell did I'm just letting you know right now, y'all have already signed the agreement.
All right.
Y'all are in the book. So I'm going to have y'all on with the kids and the whole thing and talking about entrepreneurs. And now we ain't going to be on at 7 in the morning, Lynn.
Right. I know.
I just want you to understand I love you. And Bill, y'all are great people. But this is the last 7 a.m. that we're going to be looking at. We will look at maybe 10 a.m., but we're not going to look at the 7 anymore.
Right.
Just wanted you to know.
We'll do. Yeah, the next one. We'll do a later one for you the next time.
Thank you so much. Oh, Lord.
For all our people like in the UK and Australia, we usually do it on a Friday night for them, so But we didn't know, man.
Friday night is scotch and cigars. So we'll work it out, Bill. We'll work it out, Lim and Bill. We'll work it out.
That's scotch and cigars. I love it. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's my thing. Everybody has their thing. That's my thing. I gotta have a scotch and cigars because that's just what relaxes me. Keeps a lot of people alive.
Right.
So I won't go out and have to harm nobody. Because it's it's crazy. People coming at you all kind of ways. Oh, I want to be on your show. When can I be on the show? I want to be on the show. Shut the hell up. I don't want you on my show right now. Let me order my scotch and cigars. I need to calm down for a moment. So right now, 7 o'clock, 7:49. After I'm done with you, Lim, guess what I'm gonna hit? The scotch and the cigar. Just for you, Lim and Bill, only for you.
Right? Oh my goodness. So let me ask you this, Philippe, have you ever invested in personal coaching for yourself?
Oh God, yes.
Oh,
absolutely. It's essential. It's essential. And here's the thing. The best people, the most successful people have the best coaches. So you look at Mike. So I'll take you back because this is my school, my time. Michael Jordan, right?
Right.
Back in Chicago, Michael Jordan had the best coaches in the world, and he was the best player in the world, and he had coaches, plural. So you have to have there's things you just don't know, and the little missing key is what you don't know. And so one of the beauties is that you and we get a chance to cheat a little bit because we get coaching from the people that come on our shows.
Right.
Right. So we can kind of cheat a little bit. But when we need to go deeper, we absolutely unequivocally need personal coaching and entrepreneurial coaching, financial coaching, spiritual coaching, health coaching, time management coaching. These are things that are essential if you're going to not just run a successful business, but run a successful life.
Right.
Because you've got family, and time management is essential. Because if you got kids, you got your girl, they don't care about all of this stuff that you do. They just want mommy and daddy. She wants her guy, and so you have to learn how to do all that. And some of us are not good at that because we love what we do so much. We could be on here for hours.
Right.
Easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We could just be on here for hours and have meaningful conversation, but you have to learn how to manage your time. So yeah, you have to have personal coaches to train you on how to live that larger life, and so you can go to that next level and be comfortable at that next level.
Right. So let me ask you this, man. When you had that aha moment that you knew you were good at what you're doing, do you continue to challenge yourself even harder each year?
I do. Each year I do something Each year I do something that I didn't do the year before. So 2014 I challenged myself and I put up 10 books.
Right.
Okay, so that yeah, not a lot of loving during that year. We just came back from vacation for Valentine's Day, so we're working on that.
Right.
But it was hard. She was like, "Honey, I'm here. I'm ready. Oh, hold on, baby. I just got this one thing to write." It's gonna be a bestseller. Trust me, honey. It's gonna be great. No, I'm just. This is what happens when you get me up at 7 in the morning, Lynn. 10 o'clock, I have my business face on, I have my coffee, I'll be just fabulous. I'll be educating people. People are like, oh, he's so educated, he's so wonderful. 7 a.m., this is a damn fool. Why didn't I have him on the show? Anyway.
Who is that guy?
Right? So I challenged myself. I wrote 10 books. This year, my goal is to put up 20 books. And this year is I'm launching the Kindle to College program. So I'm crazy that way. 2 years ago, I said, okay, I'm gonna study. Take 2 years. I'm gonna study this whole Google thing, and then I'm gonna launch my show. So each year, I challenge myself and you have to, only because the technology just runs amok. I mean, it's just every 3 months is an internet year?
Yes.
It's crazy. It's so many gadgets and apps, and I'm now getting into Bitcoin and the whole thing, that whole thing. And, oh, God, it's just all, like I said, my girl says, I have no idea what the hell you do, but I love you anyway.
Right.
It's just a dismiss. It's like, go ahead. Like we're in the mafia or something,
I know, right?
Exactly.
I don't know where he gets his money from, but he's doing okay. But I never see him with Guido or none of them people, But he's doing something, But yeah, it's fascinating because people just don't have the concept. I had a friend of mine who does limo driving for me. He always says, Philippe, I sit down and I listen to you for hours, but I still don't know what you actually do. Swear to God, true story. He said, I don't know, how do you make money now? And we just talk like, we're like boys, dog, tell me how you do this now.
Right.
So, now you go online. Have you ever gone to the bank? I don't go to the bank. All the money is electronic. It just comes in and goes into the bank. Well, where is but don't you get a check? No, I don't get a check. The money just goes into the account. And how do you, so that's a concept for people.
Oh, man.
Isn't that great? I
love it.
A way of living that people just don't understand. It's like money just comes from everywhere, and you don't. It's absolutely nuts. But now, that's my normal, right? That's our normal. And so as a result, we couldn't get a job to save our damn life right now. Let somebody come. Let's try to go and apply for a damn job. Do you see Lim standing there and Bill standing there? Well, my core competency is with a damn resume. Can you see that?
Oh my gosh!
Now that's a terrorist. That's terror right there. Okay. Screw ISIS. ISIS don't scare me. Getting a regular damn job, that's terrifying as hell right there. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh, got it, brother. Around the nail.
That's so funny that you say that, because we talk about this like, so what do you do? And it's really hard sometimes to explain to somebody that.
Absolutely. It's great. Yeah, it's great. But that's the new world. And the kids are born with apps tablets, smartphones. Can you imagine what they're going to be doing when they're our age? Can you imagine?
Jeez.
I know I'll be still stuck talking about this hangout is the bomb, and they were like, "Why are you still on that?"
They'll have a hologram projector, and
Oh my God! I know, right? You remember what it would take to do something like this? Oh my God! I mean, you remember dial-up, right?
Oh man.
Can you imagine? And we used to think, oh my God, I've got the latest AOL. You was the stuff, right? You remember that? Oh, that was so funny. I just love technology, man. It's great. So I'm assuming, like, by the time our kids are grown, it'll be just like holographic. People just be in your living room, just sitting on your couch. Be Les Brown sitting on your couch right there, Like, hey, Les, how you doing with a cup of coffee? It'll be just so real, I'm sure they're working on it. 3D, the whole nine.
Right. Oh my goodness! So I like to have movement. Or what's the website for that?
Howmovement.org. So howmovement.org is the web address for the nonprofit and for the to connect to the Kindle to College program. If you're a single mother, a single parent, and you have a child from 8 to 18, and you want to change that child's life, subsequently your life, you want to end the financial struggle, living paycheck to paycheck, sign up for the Kindle to College program. I've made it free for participants because it's a nonprofit. The government pays for your course because one of the things I wanted to do was make it available to people who really needed it. Because sometimes the work that we do and the work that the people like the Les Browns and all these guys do, they do great work, but it's costly to get that level of coaching. And it's just, when you're thinking about, okay, how am I going to pay the rent versus how I'm going to go to a seminar, you got to balance that out. So I put it into a modality where it's absolutely free to the child and the parent to enroll. Now, of course, we've got to do quality control. We can't bring on 1,000 people at a time, but it's done via, Google Hangout using Google technology and what have you. So you don't even have to travel. But the goal is to in that 3 to 4 months that I will be personally working with you, is to change your life forever. Where once your mind is expanded, it can't go back to the way it used to be, and so your child literally changes the direction of your entire generation.
That is good stuff, man. That is excellent. When I was reading up a little bit on you, when Rebecca was bringing all the different types of guys to us, one thing that hit me, and I was like, that's the guy right there, because when you start talking about Les Brown, I was doing some coaching probably about, I don't know how long ago since I quit, but that is what really engaged me to get out of that race, the rat race, and I thought, Les Brown, anytime someone talk about Les Brown change their life, I connect with them immediately. I'm like, boom, this guy is it.
No doubt. No, I mean, Les Brown, let me tell you, I told Les this was back in the 90s. I said, Les, you are like, now we all know Les got a lot of kids already.
Right.
So I was teasing him a bit, and I said, okay, you got another son, Les. I'm just letting you know that I want to drive the car on the weekend, Les. I want to drive the car on the weekend, but you like Dad to me, because it was your words on the cassette tape, on the TV show. It was so funny. I loved Les so much. It was like, a kid meeting Britney Spears or something for the first time.
I get it, man.
You know what I'm saying? It don't make no damn sense for a grown-ass man.
Grown-ass man feeling like that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fully grown, but I'm looking at Les Brown like, oh my God, it's Les Brown.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, idolize, worship. You understand? Because he was the first. Well, he wasn't Zig Ziglar was the first cat to do it, but he was the first cat to do it that looked like me.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying? And that was accessible in my community, and told me that and showed me that it's possible, because that was his platform. It still is. It's possible. Subsequently, I interviewed his phenomenal son, John Leslie, and his great daughter, Ona. Both are incredible speakers and incredible people. And just that they call them the what is it, the family of motivation or the motivational family. I mean, the first family of motivation. That's what they call themselves.
Right.
And it's true. There is no other family on the planet that exists like the Browns. Les Brown and his kids. They are, you can't be depressed in that damn family. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
You know, there's certain people you can't go to with a problem. You know what I mean? I can't go to the family dinner and just talk about my problems, because you can't do that, because they're problem solvers.
Right.
Right? And Les, by just default, if you listen to Les Brown one time, and you don't get anything from Les Brown, I just think you're a corpse. You can't be really alive.
Yeah, that's true.
If you listen to Les Brown and just 5 minutes with Les Brown would change your life.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And so how blessed are we to be able to live in a time where we can just click him on at any moment and he's right there. It's like, oh my God. Incredible. So yeah, I feel you, Lim. And I'm the same way. If you got that Les Brown lineage, we already speak the same language.
Yep, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This has been like an incredible hour. I can't believe it's been an hour already. Normally, I'm a stickler with time, but I'm like, oh, my God, it's already 3 minutes over. Look at me. All right.
Oh, it's been great.
I had a couple.
Now, I got to have you guys on my show now. You know how that goes.
Hey, man.
So y'all invited me to your house. Now I got to invite you to mine. So we got to have y'all on the show.
Awesome.
And I'm not going to do you like you do me, Lim. I'm not going to do you like you did me. I'm not going to have you up. You know what? I probably will. I'll have your butt up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, man. I was up
and sitting up there. You think Bill quiet now? Wait a minute. I got a time zone.
Philippe Matthews, ladies and gentlemen. Philippe, is there any way, how can we get a hold of you, by the way, again?
Again, howmovement.org, booksbypm.com, or thepmshow.tv. And everything is right there, and let's interface and have a great journey and a great time.
That is awesome. Brother, we appreciate you coming on. I feel this relationship between you and I are going to go very far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, you paying for this 7 a.m., Lim. Right? I'm just letting you know, you're going to pay for this. You got to come up with something. We got to collaborate and do some things with you guys.
We will. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I love your vision. I love what you're bringing to the table. And I know it's possible because you're doing it. And now that inspires Bill and I to do even more, because we brought some people on here, and fabulous and phenomenal people, and speaking to you and knowing your background now, that just makes me want to work 10 times harder. I know you call yourself old school. I guess I'm old school cat now myself as well, but I got a little energy booster. Bill right there is going to kick me in the butt and keep me going. So, man, we've got to do bigger, better things now, and it's just such a blessing to have you on. I just wish blessings on your family and on the interviews and the future things you're doing. Once again, thank you for coming on, man, and let's keep in touch, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Lim. You guys are great.
Absolutely.
Right. For you guys out there, thanks for joining us. We're getting lots of love. Guys, go to his show. I'll have a link in all our groups for you to go check out Philippe Matthews, and you're going to be amazed. All right. That being said, love you, man. We'll talk to you
guys.
All right, have a great day.
All right, now, scotch and cigars.
All right, later.